Good Morning Britain viewers were left fuming when they tuned into the breakfast show this morning to be greeted by the news that the Black Lives Matter new statue in Bristol has already been removed. Presenters Charlotte Hawkins and Adil Ray also came under fire pretty quickly from fans who rushed to Twitter to complain about the pair after they shared their opinions. Charlotte started the segment by informing viewers that the council in Bristol this morning had removed a new BLM statue of a protester which was put in place of former slave trader Edward Colston. The presenter said, "Appears they have been hard at work earlier this morning and they have now removed the statue and it's going to be put in a museum, instead, I believe." It's going to be held at the museum for the artist to come and collect or donate to a collection, according to Bristol City Council. Read more related articles. Jumping into sharing his view, Adil said, "I think on balance that's probably the right thing in the end. I think, because, the statement has been made by Black Lives Matter and it is a great moment when we saw this Black Power statue and I think that's brilliant and she looked fantastic." He continued, "It was a great statue. Very powerful. But when it went up, I'll admit I've been vocal about supporting Black Lives Matter like so many of us. And I just thought, oh God, this could create bigger problems if it stays up there and..." Charlotte then interrupted to add her view. She said, "But it marked a moment, I think. It did mark a moment," Adil said over her. Starting to speak over one another, Charlotte said, "But it's so striking. But," Adil then said, "it did mark a moment." Read more related articles. Starting to noticeably raise his voice, Adil said, "But you know what, Charlotte, the difference." Struggling to finish sentences, Charlotte said over him, "This huge action that was taken. Butting in, Adil repeated, "The difference with Black Lives Matter, and I've been saying this all along, is not going to be black people. It's not going to be black people. It's not going to be Jen Reed making a difference. It's going to be white people making the difference," as Charlotte appeared to start nodding in agreement. Adil continued, "And the white people of Bristol, they're going to have a vote now and..." Charlotte interrupted to ask a question, "So you think the white people..." But as viewers noticed, she couldn't finish her question as Adil repeated passionately as he raised his hand, "It needs to be white people." Read more related articles. What would be the most beautiful thing is if the white people of Bristol voted for that statue. Charlotte added, I'd vote for it. That's where you're going to see real societal shifts and change. Because I think a lot of black people are fed up with going, well, why do we have to keep on doing this? We're tired of doing this. And I think what Jen and Mark did was fantastic. But really, to see massive change, to see her statue up there, would be fantastic. But I think it's down to the people to make that decision. The segment ended with the pair coming to an agreement, but fans rushed to Twitter to complain about the volume from their TVs. One fan tweeted, "Time to turn down the telly." A second said, "You do not need to shout at us. We can hear you. Technology is great." The statue of protester Jen, which is called a Surge of Power, was created by artist Mark Quinn after Jen jumped on the statue's base after Edward's statue was dragged down by angry protesters and thrown in the nearby water. Good Morning Britain airs weekdays at 6 a.m.